Hi everybody, Klint Kendrick here with another episode of the Master Your Merger video series. If you've been on LinkedIn lately in the M&A space, you have noticed that we've been flooded with early 2025 M&A reports. And so I've spent some time digging into those. We have reports from Bain, Deloitte, KPMG, and PwC. And I've been digging through them so you don't have to. So these aren't just glossy deal summaries. They're really a window into the real battleground of M&A, which is human capital. And I'm telling you that our private equity and strategic buyers keep talking all about AI and agility, and they're approaching the people side of deals from very, very different playbooks. So let's go ahead and start with private equity. So in KPMG's 2025 deal market study, they talked to 300 US deal makers, and it made one thing clear. AI is already table stakes. 77% of the respondents said that they're using AI in at least one deal phase, and 19% plan to adopt it soon. And even more telling is 80% of PE transactions are expected to be over $500 million. So that's putting a lot of pressure on speed and value to happen very, very quickly. Then Deloitte pulls the curtain back. In their accelerating PE value through human capital research, it outlines three specific levers PE firms are pulling. First is HR strategy. So define those leadership roles and responsibilities and how they align to the value plan. And then organization design. How do you realign structure to deliver faster value? And then finally, rewards and incentives, where we tie comp directly to deal success. So in short, PE buyers aren't waiting until day 100 to handle leadership, structure, motivation. They're actually proactively addressing them before the deal closes. So here's the flip side for the strategics. Bain and PwC are reporting that while deal volume remains soft, value is up 15% in the first half of 2025 versus the first half of 2024. And PwC is putting it pretty plainly. Here's a quote. In today's unsettled environment, the most resilient leaders are those who confront uncertainty head on, set bold long-term ambitions, and move with conviction. Bain also flags a dual focus, so cost and revenue synergies, as well as the importance of generative AI from diligence through that synergy capture phase. Their report notes that early adopters relying on generative AI have more time to analyze how to extract maximum value from the deal. Now, here's the nuance. Culture and agility, they're coming up again and again in both reports as the difference between good returns and weak ones. Bain's work repeatedly emphasized that nearly half of M&A failures trace back to poor cultural integration. This is something we've been saying for years in the HR space, and seeing these large consultancies agree with us is actually pretty rewarding, because it means we're going to start paying more attention to those things, and M&A is going to go better for people and for companies. Okay, so now that we've covered some of those basics, let's talk about where the PE and the strategics line up and where they diverge. So first, let's cover common ground. Speed and agility are top deal drivers. AI is everywhere, but AI is only as good as the people deploying it. And then finally, like I just mentioned, culture is no longer optional. It's a value engine. These companies understand it. It's not an HR check the box. It actually does make a difference. So what are some of the key differences? Well, private equity, they're building the exit into the integration plan. So sometimes you'll hear an expression, begin with the end in mind. Private equity is doing that. They're pushing hard, they're changing fast, they're aligning compensation, they're aligning structures, all to get to that next ownership transaction. And that's really an IRR-driven deal-making approach. Now, strategic acquirers, a little bit different value proposition. Strategics are building for scale, they're building for integration, and they're building for the long game. The difference is that we're really doing that after closing in the strategics. It's like we know we need this asset, this acquisition to go through, but we don't really sort out a lot of times what to do after the deal closes until after the deal closes. So we're really doing diligence separate from planning as strategics. Now, Bain also highlights that addressing culture early may reduce integration failure by 10%, but only 80% are planning to treat culture as a front-end priority. So there's a lot of room to still continue to improve there. Now, neither the PE nor the strategic approach is better. It really just says that we've got different values in why we're buying these assets. But they are agreeing that human capital, look, it's not a soft factor. It's actually a competitive advantage. So here's what that means for you, whether you're in HR, finance, ops, or a deal maker. One, you want to guardrail your integration with culture-based KPIs before the deal closes. You want to know what you're working for. I recommend that you apply a PE style rhythm to build pressure and structure. So you want to set that direction. You want to align that leadership. You want to look at your comp, your organization structures, and you want to think about all of that in the planning stages. Another thing, since AI is so prevalent right now, we need to keep in mind that AI does not lead. People lead. AI is great at flagging risks and opportunities, but humans really shape the execution. Next, you want to treat that cultural assessment. It's strategic risk management. It's not a compliance step. It's not the soft stuff. It's really the important thing that's going on in many deals is that cultural alignment. So you'll stand out not talking about culture or AI, but they need to be a repeatable part of your people playbook that flexes for both that PE speed as well as the strategic scale. So use that AI right. So if any of this resonates with you, I'd actually like to invite you to join me for the People Synergy Summit. So you'll be seeing this in July of 2025. The summit is September 16th and 17th, and virtual attendance is going to be free this year. The conference is designed with both the PE and the strategic angle in mind, and I'm really excited to say we've had registration open for less than a week now, and we've already had more than 150 people sign up. And we'd love to have you join us as well. It's not a PE exclusive event. It's not just for strategic acquirers. It's really for HR pros, integration experts, and people who want to do deals well with humans at the center. So after you finish watching this video, take 60 seconds, jump over to peoplesynergysummit.com and join us. And whether your next deal is a portfolio exit or a strategic transformation, the summit's going to give you the people side foundation that you need to succeed. We'll go ahead and put some links out there, and I hope that we'll see you in September.